This podcast was recorded previously.
Fat Cat and the Skinny Kitty, and we are here getting ready to kick off part 2 of our Nerd Force Fan Fest podcast.
We have a lot of fun interviews to go over for the second part here.
Including, we have dog wrestling, we have Rondi, who's doing that nice little puppet stuff that was next to us.
Yeah.
Another couple of great vendors, and a man who wrote a great write-up on us on the internet not too long ago. We'll get into all that right now.
Enjoy.
It's the Fat Cat Skinny Kitty.
All right, so I am Malachi Grabawi. I am a 22-year-old artist out here in Vineland, New Jersey, and my table is Simply Fresh Art. So what I do is I make comic books, I write them, draw them, ink them, and publish them. So
Nice.
thank you. I've been doing that since I got out of the Kubert School. I went there for a couple years, lovely people there, and I've just been doing it for 3 years since I got out. And just trying to get my art out there, have people see it, and just enjoy it. You know, I love drawing, so it's just second nature to me. So if I can be here and have people, talk to them about it and share moments with that, it's great. But
Give me an example of some of the characters in your book.
so my main character is Lunatic. He is a very anti-hero. So he does the things that people don't want to do that need to be done. So he'll go around the city and just protects people, takes out the wrongs, and just does it in a very interesting way that gives him that name. So he's very like Punisher meets Moon Knight, with a hint of Batman. So he's doing the right thing, and it's the right thing, but he just does it in a way where it's like, is that right? Like,
Right on that.
Gotcha.
like if you're caught at a CVS lifting some, soda and chips, like he'll probably rip your head off. But
Right.
you know,
So he's almost Peacemaker-esque
Yes.
in a way. Okay.
very much. Yeah, I think with making him, it was just like a fun excuse to honestly just draw gore. I love doing that. Just
Yeah.
Any type of like comic book violence is fun to me. So
It's the safest form of violence.
Yes,
That's very fair.
yes. It's my therapy. Sitting there, I'm like, blood splatters everywhere.
Like I hit my leg.
Literally, I mean, it is very good for therapy though. I mean, especially like for right now, I'm not able to do this as a full-time job. That's what we're working towards, but it's very nice for when I'm done like my 8-hour day at work and I come home and I'm just able to draw for the night. It does help me a lot. So I'd say for people too, pick up a pencil. You never know.
What would you say is one of your favorite characters to write for?
My favorite character so far has been a character in the book that's named Mandy, and she's a female cop in the city. And where you meet her at in the first issue is she's very lost. You see that she's going through something. You see her kind of in the shower, and she's just drinking bourbon, just going through it, man, crying in the shower. Hits the wall, and she gets put on this mission to find out what this rat has. He has intel on the city. So she gets ready. She goes out for the night with her partner, and they figure out where they're going, and it's like a nightclub for supervillains.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, oh, this will be fine. It's your first day on the job, new guy, and then they pull up, and it's this big mansion. They're like, this is not gonna go how we think. So writing for her is really fun, just because she's a very like, I don't give a blank, kind of attitude.
Yeah.
She just walks in the room and gets the job done. Very, very John Wick, ballerina inspired for her. So yeah, when she goes in there, gets the job done. I obviously won't say too much because the first book isn't even out yet. So I've written that whole thing. That should be coming out later this year. But she's been the most fun so far, and her and Lunatic have an interaction in the book that is probably my favorite in the book. So I won't say that yet, but
Okay. Yeah, we're saving some. Putting in
we're
that
saving
back
stuff,
pocket.
even though no one knows what this is at all. We'll save some stuff.
No,
Gotta pick it up.
Now, I mean, you were saying how cathartic this is. Completely up to you how you want to answer this. Do you feel like some of the characters kind of mirror your own feelings and not so much actions, but how you would like to interact or not like to interact? Have you had that interacted with?
Yeah. Most definitely, I'd say yes to both of those. For sure, like people who do certain things in the book that he takes out in certain ways is definitely how I would do it for sure. How I wish I could do it if I could. But I'd say yeah. I mean yeah, it's definitely I'm definitely thinking about that. But definitely just like if I could, what could I do to sort
Yeah.
of like clean up the streets and make it a better place. Because this city that they're in is like worst of the worst. Like, you're walking by, the book actually opens with someone just walking into a drugstore and holding the door for the guy coming out, and he's like, you go first. It's like, thanks, pal, no problem. And the guy, for just no reason at all, just turns around, shoots the guy, and like just takes his wallet, walks in the store,
Wow.
and the book just opens. And that kind of just shows you like what their mindset is. There's like no real law there. It's just like survival of the fittest.
The Wild West.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, all these people are scum of the earth, sadly, and they deserve punishment. So that's why Lunatic's in there. And it's fun to just kind of throw him in a sort of a playground and just see how he explodes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
interesting.
If I wanted to read some of your comics, I know a lot of them are here. Do you like a website? Is there something that you're working towards? How would I go about doing that?
Yeah, so I'm building up my website. I have a Big Cartel website, but all of that is on my Instagram you can find.
Okay.
So that'll be Simply Fresh Art on Instagram. If you look that up, you'll find me. And in that has my link tree. Everything's in there. My Kickstarter, my kick, I did a little bit with a friend of mine. So there's a couple of our streams that we did
Okay.
where we were drawing and just talking comics. I have my website up there where you can purchase the comics as well, and also my Instagram, so if you want to reach out for any business, it is there as well. But yes, they're on the website, and I have one up right now, and the Lunatic book that's coming out by this year will be up there eventually after it gets kickstarted.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. To take something like that, build it from the ground up, a lot of respect to that. Malachi, thanks very much for joining
Yes,
us.
sir. Thank you very much.
Looking forward to seeing all your new work.
Thank you.
We are still going here at Nerd Force Fan Fest. Yet another special guest. Introduce yourself, dear.
Yeah, but it's me, Nilla, and my mom, Ron D. So the Ron D in Ron D Production.
Oh, I love that.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
So, heard a little about Rondi earlier, but you actually helped on the design and stuff for the Gritty.
So, as I like to say, I'm one of Gritty's moms. He
Nice.
has two moms. I built his head and I managed the project for that. So,
That's huge deal.
I've made many mascots over the years, and that's one that hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
I was part of the last 3 Philadelphia mascot builds. So we had Fang for the Union,
Yes.
Gritty for the Flyers, and Wingston for the Wings, which is our professional lacrosse team in Philly.
So you were part of all those.
All 3 of them.
That is amazing. I am so excited. I had no idea.
It's super cool.
And now this lovely, lovely animal here,
Yeah, me, Nilla.
Nilla. I love the chains you got going on.
Yeah, because we do the Ren Fair.
I do the Ren Fair. That's
The
fantastic.
chainmail.
Yeah, and I love the. I'm actually talking to it. That's.
Because you believe I'm real.
I do. It's at this point I'm actually conversing with, and I can see your hand. That's really that's scary. So please continue, Nilla. Tell me more about your whole situation, your whole vibe. I see the bow tie happening.
Oh, yeah. There's a bow tie, and then my pom-poms are like a fidget toy. And
Yeah.
You just wind them up. And then I got a brain worm.
You got a brain.
Yeah, I got
Oh
that
yeah, I
as a
see that.
present. Yeah.
Somebody gives people brain worms as presents.
Yeah.
So do you go to schools and stuff like that? Do you hang out with kids?
No, not all the time. We're kind of PG-13 sometimes.
Oh, so we kind of hang out with the bigger kids.
Yeah.
Nice.
We just sell the puppets when you come to the booth. It's like a show.
it's like all you need is like a sandwich and it's a dinner and a show whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. But we know lots of other puppeteers because my mom, Ron D, is the president of the Greater Philadelphia Area Puppetry Guild.
Is that correct?
Yeah, but
How-
you can call us Philly Puppetry Guild for short.
How long have you been doing that?
As the president, I think it's been about 3 years.
Mhm.
The guild was not active for a few years, and so
Okay.
we brought it back a couple of years ago, and we're over 100 members strong. And April 18th, we do a day of puppetry at the Abington Art Center.
That's amazing.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. We have Joel Hodgson from Mystery Science Theater as our special guest for Q&A later in the evening. During the day, it's like family friendly programming.
Okay.
And then at night, it's more adult switches. We have one of the other things you can do is a 3-hour puppet D&D campaign that we're
Mhm.
offering, and then we offer workshops There's a tabletop workshop, a stop motion animation workshop, like building workshops and things like that. So
My wife has always been enamored with that whole situation, doing puppets and things like that.
it's super fun.
I have so much respect for that because, as I said, I'm looking right at it, and your movement and things like that give it so much personality and realistic, just overture.
And then we have so many talented puppeteers, and you're going to see them at the Day of Puppetry performing.
Oh,
which
when
is
is-
even better?
Yeah, and that is
April 18th,
April 18th.
the Abington Art Center.
Oh, that's going to be. What time is that?
It's from 9 to I think like 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
It's
That's
an
a
all
long day, yeah.
It is a long day. There'll be vendors too.
So
and
that's a
food
lot
and-
of hand flapping going on.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. You need time for all the shows, and things like that. So it's a fun. It'll be a really fun day, and you'll meet folks from all different skill levels, and folks who don't do puppets, and people who that's all they do. And it's a great community, and everybody's really supportive.
See,
and
that sounds so cool.
I guess in general, I have over 20 years of building behind me. So
20 years of
Yes.
actual building
Yeah,
and
mascots.
performing.
more building than performing with my company. It sort of came, you kind of have to puppeteer when you're trying to sell them,
Right.
but then it turned into a great thing, and I have a great character, and trying to work on more, which is hard to have
Yes.
multiple characters living in your head.
Well, there is a technical term for that, a clinical one.
Same.
The thing about it, and you can't see what I'm seeing right now, but the fact that we're having a conversation and I'm talking to Rondi, but at the same time, the puppet is moving and not talking.
It was have to move, or
Right.
you won't know that I'm real.
Right. So the interaction is with you, but the puppet is still, like nodding and it's like, I don't know where to look. I feel like if I look the wrong way, I'm offending somebody as a.
No,
Okay.
can't.
I'm just. I don't want to offend. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Again, when is that big show?
So it's our Philly Puppetry Guild's Day of Puppetry, April 18th at the Abington Art Center. Tickets are on sale on our website. Highly recommend getting tickets ahead of time, but tickets will be available at the door too.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Nilla. Third Force Fan Fest, and a gentleman just sat down. Tell us who you are and what you have going on today.
Well, I'm part of Young Reporter Media. I do coverage of pop culture and different things. I've been to multiple conventions, including national conventions and local ones like today. I saw you two fine gentlemen looking sexy and pretty, so I figured I'd come say hi.
As sexy as we are, and we do appreciate that, it's you who have all the pieces right now. Tell me how you got into this and what you hope to do in the future.
Absolutely. So I did a co-host for a YouTube channel for multiple years with some success. And then I told my wife, you know how we like money? How about I stop making that for a while? All right, sound fair. So I wanted to go independent, which I did. It was a bit of a struggle for a year or two, but I'm starting to do well. I've interviewed actors like Sean Ashton and different Power Rangers like David Yost, who's as beautiful as he looks on screen, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But I've had a lot of success, and it's been good, and I've been enjoying loving going to these conventions, covering the story, and really telling people's journey while I'm out doing it. So I'm also a huge fan of Tintin.
I can see that.
Yes, comic character, why I became a journalist in the first place.
There's no bias involved in this.
No, yeah. To be honest, I just wanted to be the fictional character, and unfortunately, I could not find a white terrier anywhere, so I figured the best I could do is journalism. Yeah,
Yeah, that works out well for you.
yeah, it's really good. So.
You mentioned something earlier. You mentioned David Yost. I'm a huge Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan. Having met Jason David Frey.
Yeah, we did.
Before
I
he
interviewed
passed.
him a couple years ago
Nice.
before he passed. Yes.
Such a great guy.
He was the most incredible person I've ever met. He was literally, I would say, he was signing autographs for like 6-7 hours, and he still gave me an interview afterwards.
Yeah,
Wow.
he came in and he took it very, very seriously. His fans meant the world to him, and I had nothing but tremendous respect for him. Really had no business being anywhere near him. We weren't even in like the meet and greet, but he stopped and he said hey, and I loved that about him.
Yeah, I want to share a great story with him. It's one of my favorites, and I actually wrote an article on this because how amazing it was. My youngest at the time, he was 6, and he went up to him and said, "Oh, you're my second favorite Ranger after Rocky." Right up into his face. And Jason David Frank goes, "Well, Rocky's awesome. I can understand that." Just it's a beat or anything. I love that. So yeah, I was the kind of person he is. I've talked to Walter Jones. Steve Canaris, Rocky. I've talked to multiple Rangers. Every one of them is incredible. They're all, like you said, into their fans and all that stuff. It's always nice meeting them. I was born in the late 80s, so of course, Mighty Morphin was the perfect time for me.
Did you meet Austin St. John at all?
It's the only one I have not met yet.
I haven't seen
Wow.
him either. I know he doesn't do a lot of fan events anymore, but that would have been one of the people I really wanted to interview at one point.
He's still like relatively big. He looks like he can still beat you up, so I'm
Yeah.
afraid to like
Oh, yeah,
swing
no,
at him. And then he breaks my arm or something. You know,
Really,
it's-
I just cry looking at him.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
he
please,
has
sir.
no neck. It's
No,
yeah,
he's just
arm to
there's
shoulder.
one shoulder and head. So, being a journalist, you said you were doing it for an extended period of time in your life. Tintin being one of your dreams, is that how you started this? What made you? Was it in school? Was it in?
It was literally accidental. A friend of mine said to me, hey, I'm doing a YouTube channel. Are you interested in it? And I said, sure. Just found out apparently I have a bit of a voice. People seem to like my commentary. And then we interviewed the wrestler, I don't know if you ever heard of him, James Ellsworth.
Yes.
And I fell in love with it. I came up with the questions. I followed the thing. He was wonderful. And after that, I was like, oh, I want to do this all the time.
Yeah.
So after that, it was just bombardment of me and the Blue World Order, Stevie Richards, who's very pretty up close too. I just compliment people all day. I think
Yeah.
that's how I land this interview.
I mean, he literally told us we were pretty, and then put us up there with like, who did you say was just David Yost? He
David
said was
Yost.
pretty,
Wow.
and Stevie Richards, which
Yeah.
I'll take that company. That's
Yeah,
completely
no,
fine by me.
It's fun. Like I've gotten to dance with Walter Jones. You know what I mean? That's just
Yeah.
something I couldn't believe I said. I have an autographed Lord of the Rings copy by Sean Ashton. It's like that. That's in my collection. I get to do that. I've met so many wonderful people. I don't know if you guys ever remember the 1990s Addams Family.
I do.
I met the Gomez Adams of that, Glenn Torino. The most wonderful man I've ever met. We still stay in touch, and he's like a fun uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fun because he just like name drops constantly and no reason in conversation. It's like, yeah, I'm hanging out with Sylvester Stallone. I'm like, normal people don't do that. You can't just drop that. So,
Right. He's like, just the whole time.
Yeah. Which is another one. I would love to get punched by Sylvester Stallone. These are things I want to do in my life.
Right.
Journalism is getting me there.
One
Yeah.
day you're just gonna get knocked out by Sylvester
Who
Stallone,
doesn't want that to happen?
and then drop kicked by Austin St. John. It's
Yeah.
a party,
I mean,
go.
honestly, I would thank Sylvester Stallone for knocking me out. Like,
right? I mean, like, thank you, sir.
I think the easy way would do it because he always talks bad about Rocky V, and I love Rocky V.
A lot of
So
people do.
I'll go right up to him and say, that one's one of my favorites. And knock me right out. You know what I mean?
Or I loved Assassins, and then
Yeah.
you'd be on the ground.
Yeah, on the ground, yeah. That movie you did with your mama, that's incredible. Boom, there it is. Just
Stop when my mom will shoot. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Oh man.
incredible movie.
Yeah,
So-
it was great.
Yeah. But on the other thing, I love movies. I love media. I love pop culture in general. I just think I love the fact there's no guard to fandom. Anybody can join, you know what I mean? And it's just, that's my favorite thing. So it's like, I love telling stories and all that. Because growing up, and maybe even for you guys, nerd wasn't the thing. And I'm so glad now it's
Yeah.
how everybody can be nerdy, you know?
Yeah.
I was a kid that loved Pokemon, and now everybody loves Pokemon.
I mean, I was born in the 70s, so to me, being a nerd was everything
Yeah.
through most of my life. So I take great pride in the moniker and the people around us right now.
That's incredible, man. 70, and then that means you had Transformers.
Oh
which is
yeah,
awesome.
Transformers,
Yes.
G.I. Joe,
Oh my, yes.
all that stuff.
he had all the good
Silverhawks.
animations.
Silver Oak, yes.
Yeah.
Good choices, you know what I mean? I always wanted to be in G.I. Joe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always wanted to be a Ghostbuster.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I found out they're not hiring constantly. So
You know, I feel like they needed more than 4, more than 6. They just need to.
my thought was, like Winston, I was going to wait till they got overworked because I was not going to school.
Yeah,
Be a
no,
scientist?
no, totally,
No.
no.
Going to wait till they're overworked and just come in and be like, hey, are you hiring?
Well, thanks very much for joining us. Do you have like a website people can go to check out some of your stuff?
Yeah, so I write, I publish mostly for Medium because they pay the best. You can leave that in there because
Okay.
it is nice to get paid for it. You can find me under my name on Medium, but I'm also on Instagram under Young Reporter Media. So
Perfect.
if you want to follow me, it is a thirst trap of a picture. I look fantastic in it.
You know what? And you should be happy with yourself
Oh, yeah.
because, I'm like, you called us sexy. You, my friend, total package.
I took the good picture 3 years ago, and that's it. I don't care how gray I come. That's going to be my picture for life.
You peaked right there at that picture.
Very nice. Very nice meeting you too as well.
Thanks very much, man. Nerd Force Fan Fest, Fat Cat, Skinny Kitty, and go ahead and take it away.
My name is Vinny the Fixer. I am the current dog champion. I'm a former Mawa champion. I'm a former BWF New Jersey champion, a title which I never lost. And I'm also a Frontiers fundraiser champion, which I never lost that championship either. So I should be carrying more than just this belt. I started my wrestling journey many years ago at King Kong Bundy's Devastation University.
Really?
Really. That doesn't mean much. I think I've met him 3 times.
So you were,
And
it's
all-
university, just
And
him.
all
not go-
3 times were handout, where's my money? But those 3 times were memorable, so I have that.
That's awesome.
And I took an elbow from Bundy.
You took an elbow from Bundy, which I've
Yes.
seen Bundy. It's like taking an entire leg of.
Yeah, he was still a very big man at the time.
So tell me about yourself, Vinny. Tell me about you, not the championships, which are amazing, but tell me about you as a wrestler.
Just saying that, or have you ever seen me wrestle?
That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
The championship you're holding in your hand that you have earned, that you have told
I
me-
waited a very long time for the opportunity, and when the powers that be made the mistake of putting me in a multiple man match for the championship, I tried to use veteran presence, and I outlasted everyone.
Define veteran presence.
I stood on the outside and let the other 3 guys beat the crap out of each other, and then I snuck in and
That's right.
took what was mine.
That's right. Brains, not brawn, right there.
Right?
Yeah,
Work
whatever
smarter,
works.
not harder.
So
Right here in this building.
this building.
Yes.
Okay, now don't get mad at me. Don't get mad, because I can see that look in your eye. I've been told, Vinny, that you are a less than pleasant person. You've been great with me. You've been great with him. But I've been told that you might have a hair trigger.
One of the people that I was having a very pleasant exchange with here, taking pictures and saying how you doing and everything like
Yeah,
that, said the same exact thing, that I give off a very heel aura.
You know what? I'm not saying that to your face, but if I were to turn to the side and talk to him,
Mhm.
you do kind of give off a very heel aura.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit, just a little bit. You know?
Maybe it's that look right there.
Yeah.
The eyes squinting like he's gonna
I
eat
thought that was
my
my
liver.
I thought that was my handsome, manly look.
Well, you know what? If that's what we're going with,
That's the one
have
No,
that
to
I,
be-
I can see it. Yeah.
What?
It comes and goes.
Does it?
Goes on a dime. Yes, I can be.
Just
and
turn it on.
Yep.
What got you started in this thing? What got you?
I was a lifelong fan, as you can tell from the salt and pepper in my facial hair.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older than my peers, so I'm a child of the 70s.
okay.
I grew up on wrestling. My father and his cousin were Philadelphia Arena wrestling fans.
Oh yeah.
So Saturday mornings, our weekends were WWF and the Stooges. So it was a very full contact in our living room growing up. And then was a lifelong fan of going to the Spectrum, going to the Armory in Woodbury, going to of course, the ECW
I
Arena,
was going to ask you.
and going WWF came to my middle school, Glen Landing Middle School. Shout out, class of '84.
Nice. He's not
So
he's about the same age I am. So.
Yeah.
The opportunity came to where a childhood friend that I used to play in a band with ran across him while I was refereeing ball hockey in Gloucester Township. He was there to see his nephew, and he said he had gotten the head trainer role at King Kong Bundy School,
Mhm.
and he said, why don't you come down and check it out? I was 35 at the time, recently divorced, and said, now or never.
Yeah.
And because I was a lifelong fan and I did enough wrestling in living rooms and out in ball fields that I sort of took to it right away. When I started, I wasn't looking to be the next big thing or a weekend warrior. I just wanted to get out and prove that I could do it, and I'm still doing it on that lighter schedule.
I mean, I'm right around your age, Vinny, and I don't know that I could do it. There's only one other wrestler that I know of professionally that ever started at that age and took to that longevity. You know what I'm speaking about, don't
Diamond
you?
Page,
Yeah,
yes.
Diamond Dallas Page,
Yes.
which is an amazing story in its own right. So I got a mad respect for anybody at that age, at our age, that can still go like that.
Yeah.
Working smarter though, not working harder, and I completely appreciate that as well. Do you find that you're getting a little more banged up, a little easier, or is
Well,
it?
We were just here Dog had a promotion with the college on Friday night, the rowing after hours, and in the main event, took an elbow off the top rope. I bled profusely,
No.
and the bridge of my nose is still a little sore, but I don't think it was broken because I didn't get any black eyes from it, and I made my way home, so I know I didn't get a concussion. But yeah, sometimes proper stretch is important,
Yeah.
probably the most important. So, and it was always, wrestling was always, I feel great getting in the car, and then you drive home, and it's like that first step getting out, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that didn't hurt when I got in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's nothing more than just when I was still playing street hockey. It was Sunday morning, smash it up playing hockey, and then hobble the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's what happens to me when I get up after playing PlayStation. It's just getting off the couch.
I've heard.
It hurts.
I've heard those stories.
Yeah, I can't deal with it. I'm a lifelong wrestling fan, have been since the 70s, just like you.
Who did it for you originally?
Originally, everybody was a Hogan fan. I was a Jake the Snake Roberts fan. I was a huge Jake fan. His eyes, the way he smoldered, the way he delivered his promos were so delicious, and it just everything about Jake at that time was so. He didn't have the best body.
Because it was something very real about what he said.
And he just was very earnest, and you believed, and he scared you. Like, as a kid, I was terrified, awe-inspired, and just loved everything about Jake. Hogan was great too.
Oh, my cherry breaker was Bob Backlund. He was my guy growing up. And then, in my household, Italian household, couldn't escape not being Bruno Sammartino fan. So even though he was already winding down at that time and more of a color guy, he occasionally got in the ring. But it was stories from my dad and his cousin going, he's your favorite. And I was like, is he? No, he's your favorite.
I mean, there was a lot of guys, like the guy at that time who I felt was really great was Superstar Billy Graham. He was the original Hulk Hogan. He was the guy that put Hogan on the map with the whole look, completely underrated. Always felt he was. I was telling him, Bob Backlund, I don't think I've mentioned him to you before. Bob Backlund was this extremely white gentleman who used to wear this, he had the towel used to wrap around his neck and this robes. He couldn't speak to save his life.
No, his promos were like, I'm going to give it all my best. I'm going to sing. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do what I have to do to keep me around.
And he went up against Billy Graham a bunch, and Billy Graham would be like, and today the man of the hour, the man with the power, the tower of power. And it was just, and all the wrestlers past that took that from Dusty Rhodes, Scott Steiner, all those guys took those phrases and ran with them. So yeah, I completely get where did you draw inspiration from any specific wrestler?
It's like I also play in a couple bands too. So when people go, "What are your inspirations?" You can draw inspiration from anything that you come across. It's like one little thing from this guy. I like the way he did that. I like what he said right there. So it's like a band you never heard but once maybe, and then you start playing something and somebody goes, "Oh, that sounds exactly like that band." And it's like, really? I don't even think I know that band, kind of thing. So it's you, without even acknowledging, you can take pieces, little pieces, whether it's a phrase, turn of a word, or a chain of moves. Most of my moves are, nowadays it's somebody else's, but just try and put a little bit more funk on it, a little stink.
A little stank?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always important.
Right, you can only hit so many people with brass knuckles so many different ways of hiding them.
But that's never been proven, right?
No.
Yeah, it was the camera angle.
George the Animal Steel always had creative ways of hiding the foreign object. Everybody in the crowd would see it, but the referee would never see it. Whether he had it in his mouth and would turn his back to the referee, put it under his armpit, and then face the referee. So it's like little things like that I'm always trying to incorporate it, coming in with two different weapons where the referee takes one and the other one is still there. So it's little things that it is entertainment. So we are trying to keep a crowd that maybe, look at this old fat guy who's in the ring.
Yeah.
Why has he got the belt? And it's like, oh, that's why he made me laugh, or he made me wince and go, I'll guarantee that hurt.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm not saying you're gonna, stop doing this anytime soon. But when you do, it's a tradition that you pass on what you've learned to the younger generation. Do you see yourself?
Try.
Do you?
Well,
are they receptive to it, or?
I work with another promotion outside of Dog called MAWA, Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
So I do try, and the guys that are on the events try and say, hey, when you get out there, I like what you're doing here. Why don't you try this? Show the crowd what you're doing. Get a chance to breathe. Because that's the main thing about anybody talks about now. Everything's too fast and it looks choreographed.
Right. Right.
So try to say, I'm not the only one saying it. It's not an original thought from me. That slow it down, let the crowd see what you're doing. Show that it hurts. Always keep your face up so they can see the expression on your face, because everything happens right in this rectangle right here in your face. That's why a luchador has to work twice as hard, because they can't see your face. But you got to be more of a mime, maybe, to get a full body on how the scene. It's just sitting right here, and now I'm getting a cramp in my hand. Just talking about wrestling.
It can be hard, I'm sure. But yes, telling a story, and that I think that's what I've heard is that
it's lost.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's very lost. Where the crowd is actually not 100% of it, at least 90% of you telling them the story, and you have to be able to impart that. If they don't get it and they are dead, then you are dead.
It's as if the story they want to be a multiple event story. So it's like, I'm telling this, and then we did this here, and we did this here, and we did this here. Not everybody in the crowd is going to every event.
Mm-hmm.
So your story has to happen in the 5 to 10 to 15 minutes that you're allotted. So it's a quick story to tell an overall story. And then there's always the part of you're the opener. So your job is to get the crowd up, not do every move that that everybody after you is going to be doing as well. So everybody in the back is watching going, oh, well, we can't do that move now.
Right.
Can't do that now.
Uh-huh.
So it's that that's another passed down thing from Q-Ball Carmichael. Always said every match has a role on the card, and it all builds to the main event.
Right.
So that's something to keep in mind, that not everybody wants to hear that when they go out there and go, well, I only got 5 minutes, but we're doing this.
Right. I've seen 5 minutes be awesome. So, yeah. Vinny, it's been great to talk to you. Thanks very much.
Same. I hope to do this again. We can chat a little longer.
That is a wrap for Nerd Force Fan Fest Episode 3, The Fat Cat.
And the Skinny Kitty.
Tell me what you thought.
Honestly, it was quite fun. There was a lot of neat conversations, and I learned quite a bit about the vendors and such there.
What was your favorite part, whether it had been an interview or the cosplay or just the vendors in general? What was your favorite thing that you saw?
I really liked the little events they had, and just the overall tone was really fun.
Yeah, the vibe was very chill. Everybody seemed to be having a good time. There wasn't any hate, which is something really unusual around now. I really enjoyed that part of it. Also, I love dog wrestling. I love the little puppets that were up there next to us.
Yeah.
Swords and Stories was another great event that they had going on, just to name a few.
Yeah, all of the events were so much fun to look at, and I honestly can't wait for what they have next year.
Me either. Actually, we're going to talk to Adam Brooks, the originator and basically overall god of the Nerd Force fan assemblage, so to speak. He'll be joining us next week, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that should be.
All right, this is the Fat Cat.
And the Skinny Kitty.
Signing off from Nerd Force Fan Fest.